This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone. So yesterday we have seen the concept related to secrets, and we have seen how to use that particular secrets to your existing pods or while we are creating the pods. Okay, so secrets are nothing but in order to hide your sensitive data like your keys, Docker registry, username, passwords, and your general information. If you want to hide some particular data in order to encrypt that particular data, okay, while using it to the pod or a replication controller or a deployment or a replication set, okay, that particular sensitive data will be encrypted, and while using the pod it will decrypt and it will use it. Okay, so the transmission between the secret and the pod will be happen through encryption format. Okay, once it is reached to your pod, it will be decrypted. Okay, so that's how the secrets are being done, and we have seen that. Okay, so now let's see a new concept called daemon set. Okay, so let us look into that. Let me start my missions. Meanwhile, if you have any queries, you can ask me. So daemon set is nothing but let us say there is a situation that a pod, let us say in normal, let us discuss the normal situation and then we'll go to the daemon set. So let us say you're trying to launch a pod, okay, or replication set or a replication controller or a daemon deployment. Whatever the concept it is, when you're specifying the creation of the pod, your controller, a controller in the sense your Kubernetes master, okay, will try to schedule this particular pod on any one of the worker node. Okay, and let us say there is another situation that let us say if you're using replication set or replication controller or deployment. Okay, deployment already you're using inbuilt, you're using replication. Okay, that's the reason I'm saying deployment. Okay, so when you're using a deployment, so let us say you're giving a replication called three. Okay, so let us say you have four worker nodes or three worker nodes and one master, totally five missions. Let us assume that you have one master server and there are four worker nodes. Okay, so now your replication controller is nothing but three. So three pods will be launched. Let us say two are launched on first node. Second one is last one is launched on the second node, second worker node. So totally three. Okay. On first worker node, it launched two pods. Okay. On the second worker node, it launched one pod. So totally three pods. Other two nodes are not having this particular pods because your replication set is only three. Maybe due to some reason, if your pod is terminated, any one of the pod is terminated, maybe by chance it will launch that particular pod because your replication controller should or a deployment should have a replication of three, replicas of three. If it is not matching, it will try to create a new one. Okay, so that is what we know. So let us unfortunately have terminated. So it will maybe it will try to create on a third worker node or a fourth worker node. Okay, but by default, for the first time, it is launched on one worker node. It launched two pods. Second worker node, it has launched one pod. Okay, now the problem is I want a particular pod. There is a situation that okay, a one particular pod need to be running on all the nodes. One pod. see, there is a, I want to create a pod. Okay, in that there will be some containers. Okay, so that particular pod should be running on all the nodes. One pod should be running on all the nodes. How many nodes I have, it should be running on all the nodes. When a new node is added to my Kubernetes cluster, a slave node, okay, immediately there should be a pod running on that particular node immediately. So this concept is called as daemon set. Daemon set, when you try to create a pod of daemon set, it will ensure that on all the nodes there is a pod running. Okay, not two or three pods in each and every node. It will ensure that every node has one particular pod. Okay, every node, the same pod. Okay, so that is called as daemon set. When you will use this daemon set, let us say you are trying to install a monitoring tool. Okay, you need to monitor all the nodes. Okay, when you're using monitoring tool, right, your main dashboard has to collect the information of all the nodes, right? There should be some collector which will collect the information in the backend, and that will give it to the centralized dashboard of your Nagios monitoring tool. Let us assume. Okay, so that slave should be running on all the nodes, right? So then you will not create a deployment or pod or replication set. Then you need to create a daemon set. What daemon set will do, it will ensure that on that particular pod, the monitoring tool pod is running on all the nodes. Okay. If something goes wrong, again it will try to recreate. Okay. So that is the advantage of using daemon set. So let us see that. Just a minute, 2 minutes. So now let us look into the concept. So let me see whether the nodes are integrated or not. Okay, fine. Well, good. kubectl get pods. Let me see any pods running. Okay, so let me delete this kubectl delete pods all because I don't want to run this particular pods. So I'm deleting it. So now let's see what is a daemon set and let us see one example in order to create a daemon set. Okay, so in order to create a daemon set, you have this API. Okay, kubectl API versions. So for kubectl, for daemon set, we are using any one of the. So we are using either we can use this one, apps v1 or direct v1. We can use as a API version. Okay. So after that, let me tell you. In this API resources, this is the daemon set. Okay. The shortcut name is either you can write kubectl get daemon set sets like this. like this, or we can give a shortcut called DS. DS in the sense daemon set. Okay, and this is the apps. So you can use an API version like apps slash v1, and it is already enabled, so it is true. So what is the kind you need to use? Daemon set, D capital and S capital. Okay, so this is the resource we are using, okay, which need to be mentioned. API version is you can use apps slash v1, okay, apps slash v1 or v1 beta 1 or v1 beta 2 based on the version, Kubernetes version you are using. Okay, so now let's jump into the creation of it. So let's see, we have in other namespaces all hyphen name spaces. Yeah, so you can see there is a daemon set like Flannel and proxy. You already know, right? A Flannel should be running on all the worker nodes. So that's the reason it has created a daemon set. It is not only on the worker node, it is created on the master node also. So that's the reason you can see a desired state of three. Two are running on the, now one node is down, right? So that's the reason available is only two. One is down because the third node is not available. Okay. And here also you can see proxy that should be desired is three. Current like three, we are using only three, but two are ready and two are available. Okay, so one particular pod is not available. Okay, if you want, you can go to the individual node and you can see that whether this daemon set is running or not. Okay, so if you want to see this description of this particular daemon set, okay, describe. Okay, we'll give get only same command. Instead of every pod, every daemon set, I will give only one. That is cube. Sorry, yeah, cube hyphen panel hyphen ds. Hmm. A resource cannot be retrieved by name across all namespaces. So this is the method they are using. So they are using so many other things. So don't be confused with that. Okay. So labels where they have given, okay, spec in the sense like some are like created, some are like you can see the template is common. Spec in the sense they are trying to create these containers. They are using this particular image of Flannel, image pull policy if not present. Name of the image is nothing but you can see cube hyphen Flannel. Okay, resource limit is nothing but these are the limits they are using. Security context, termination message, volume. They are mounting the base volume. Okay, mount path. You can see volume section here. Let me show you. Yeah, dot slash run slash etc cni slash this type, and they're using config map also. Config map. They are trying to map it. Okay. So these are the things they are trying to use. So let us try to create from our end. Okay, the daemon set, and you will understand how it is running exactly. So when we are installing Prometheus monitoring tool, right, then you will understand what is exact daemon set. So I will show you the real-time experience of installing the Prometheus, right? So then there I will show you what is a daemon set and how it is useful for Prometheus. Okay. As of now, we will see how Prometheus works. Okay. Oh, he's created something. Okay. Fluentd. Okay. So actually, they already created a Flannel-D. Flannel-D is one of the that need to be running on all the nodes so that it will collect the log metrics and it will give it to the Prometheus. So this is the Flannel-D which should be running on all the nodes. Okay. For time being, I will install this. Okay. I will tell you each and every parameter what they have added. Okay. Let us see the parameters one after the other. So you already know, right? API versions is nothing but apps/v1. So kind is nothing but we are trying to create a daemon set object. So metadata is nothing but the alternative name in which namespace you want to create. So he is trying to create in a namespace called cube-system, because your fanld should be running on not on the default namespace. It should be running on the cube-system namespace. So that's the reason he specified which namespace we need to launch. Okay, this thing I already explained in the pod section. Labels are nothing but an alternative name to your pods, like daemon sets. Okay, then we are coming across spec is nothing but you are using selector, match labels. Okay, and then templates we are using metadata, those are nothing but labels. And spec. Okay, tolerations, so tolerations are nothing but when it should be scheduled. Okay, on the master server we need to schedule this particular pod. So by default, you know, right, the particular pods are not scheduled on the master node. If you want to schedule this particular pod on the daemon set on the master node also, then we need to give this particular parameters: toleration hyphen key, and then effect, no schedule. Okay, so here he is trying to, he's not scheduling this particular pod on the master node. You can see no schedule. Schedule in the sense it will ensure that it will launch on that particular node. No schedule in the sense it will not launch. Okay, and the container specifications are nothing but funnel image is nothing but you are using elastic, like funnel Elasticsearch. They are setting some limitations on the resource like memory and CPU. Okay, and then volume mounts. So you are mounting this particular volume to this particular uh, container path. Okay, that is what we are trying to do. And then we can see some particular parameters. Yeah, so on the base machine you're trying to mount var log directory to var log directory in the container, and you're trying to mount var lib docker containers directory to var lib docker containers directory in the container. So this is how the mounting is done, so that the base machine, so that's the reason they're using host path. Type of volume is nothing but host path. Okay, so let's save this file, come out of it. Let us try to create. So it is under creation process, kubectl get pods. So we need to check in which namespace, cube-system. Where is it? Yeah, it's in running state. Okay, see, this is scheduler. Yeah, I'm seeing something. Not pods, DS. So you can see the daemon set of funnel Elasticsearch. It is just trying to create. Still, it is not ready. It is under creation process. So let us wait for it. You can see here, one it is a pending, so other two are in the creation process. So this will be a common name till here because it is created from daemon set. Only this particular part is changed because it is a pod. To identify that pod is, there are different pods from the same daemon set. Now two are ready. So it is created. So now you can see the pods. You can see the pods, they are running. One is pending because it is trying to allocate on the third node. It is assuming that it is running, it is available. So forget about it, but we can see that this particular pod is running on individual nodes. You can see hyphen O white. You can see, right, this flannel D is running on which? Cube minion 1. Okay. And this flannel D is running on which? Cube master. Okay. So this is how it is scheduled. Okay. Okay. So it will ensure that it is running on each and every node. Okay. All the nodes, whatever the nodes we have, if you want to launch a particular pod on all the nodes, we need to go for daemon set. Okay, so only the template is nothing but a simple changes, right? Just we have changed the kind, we have changed the API version. The API is for few daemon sets, it is a common thing, not for daemon set. For deployment and everything, it is a common API version we are using. Apart from that, rest of the things are common, right? So that's the reason we are using it. Okay, so this is the best example which I can show you for your daemon set. Okay, so this flannel D is important because this should be running on all the nodes in order to give the details to your Prometheus. Okay, so in the coming feature we can understand what is Prometheus and why we need to run this particular flannel D on all the nodes. Okay, so as of now, remember that daemon set is nothing but it will ensure that that particular pod is need to be running on all the nodes which are integrated to the Kubernetes cluster. When a new node is coming into the Kubernetes cluster, automatically this particular pod will try to launch on the this daemon set will try to launch a new pod on that particular new node automatically. Okay, so that is the advantage we have with the daemon set. Okay. Now, so if you want to delete your daemon set, directly we can give kubectl get delete daemon set and you can delete it. But when you try to delete it, it will delete the pods also. If you don't want to delete a pods which are created using daemon set, and if you want to delete only daemon set parameters, then we need to use a parameter called hyphen hyphen cascade is equal to false. Okay, so here we can see this example. You can delete a daemon set if you specify hyphen hyphen cascade equal to false with kubectl command. Then the pods will be left on the nodes. You can then create a new daemon set with a different template. So you can create with a different template. Okay, it doesn't bother about it. The pods which are available. Okay, the new daemon set will use a different template. Will recognize all the existing pod as having the matching labels. If you give a common label with a new daemon set template, it will pick that particular pods which are already existing and it will add it to that particular template. Okay, so that is the advantage of using it. So let us try to do it now. kubectl delete daemon set hyphen cascade rule. Okay, cascade, but no name. Okay, shit. I need to specify the daemon set name. Okay, now let us see the daemon set kubectl get ds hyphen n cube hyphen system. You can see daemon set has been deleted. Let us look at the pods whether they are deleted or not. You can see the pods are still existing. Oh, it is terminated. My goodness. But should not be deleted. Cascade. My God. Let me do one thing. Let it be graded and we'll remove the cascade. But by default, it should delete. I don't know why it is in a reverse concept, but cascade. If you specify cascade with false, then the pods will be left on the node. Oh, that's correct. So you can do updating on the daemon set. In the sense, if you want to change the version and all, you can do on a daemon set also. Okay, that experiment we can do. And like we have done in the deployment, right? Updating from one version to another version. So that can also be performed on your daemon sets. Okay, I think somewhere they have written. Yeah, rolling update. Just we need to say like change the parameters and then say like edit daemon set and you can apply. I already told you. So kubectl edit is nothing but it will open as a YAML file and then you can update. Okay. If you want to apply a patch, then we need to give kubectl patch daemon set and the daemon set name hyphen p is equal to strategic patch like path whatever it is the patch which you have that can be specified here. Okay. Okay. So now let's try to delete without this cascade. Okay. kubectl get pods. Okay. Yeah. Still it is deleting, but oh my goodness. But this parameter states that if you try to delete, it will delete only your daemon set, not the existing pods. But in the previous example, it is also deleting your daemon set, your pods also. I will sort out this issue. I will see whether this document is wrong or its behavior. We have missed something in this particular behavior. But this is the actual command in order to delete your only daemon set, not the existing pod of that particular daemon set. Okay, we need to give hyphen fn cascade is equal to false. Okay. Now it is terminating. It's okay. Forget about it. So if you want to do some rolling updates on daemon set, you can perform this particular rolling updates, which is already mentioned here. Rolling updates, perform rolling back on daemon set, rolling updates on daemon set. Rolling updates in the sense upgrading from one version to another version or modifying it. Roll back in the sense you are reverting back the changes. Like let us say you upgraded to a new version. Now you don't want to use that particular version and you want to go back to the older version. So that is called as rollback. So both tasks can be done on the daemon set. Okay. So till now you have seen this rollbacks and everything on your deployment itself. Now we can do it on a daemon set also. Okay. So that is what we can do. Mm, okay. We'll try to do one thing. I'm just modifying it according to our requirement in order to show you the rolling updates. Okay. Everything I'm giving Nginx. Names. These are like names. Okay. So here I will use an image called 1.7.9 so that I can show you the rolling updates. File name not set. Okay. We have created in our namespace. Okay. It is under creation process. One is running and two are pending. Maybe it is trying to execute on one node which is not available. Second node, it is under creation process. Let's wait for it. Then I will try to show you what is an upgrade in daemon set, rolling updates. It will show you the daemon set strategy. Rolling update is available. Okay. If this is enabled, then only you can update it. If not, you cannot do it. Rolling update parameter should be there for your daemon set. So it is available. So it's done. So I'm trying to modify let us do one thing. Either you can modify using CLI or from the configuration file, or you can use an edit option. There are multiple ways. So I will pick one option in order to modify the parameters. Okay. So daemon set nginx. I will open this file and I will set the image. Now I will modify it to 1.8, 1.9.1, 1.8. Okay. kubectl file. Yeah. So now it is configured. In the sense you have modified it. So let's see. When you're creating for the first time, it will show you like created. Okay. So when you're doing some modifications, and then that will be shown as an configured. Okay. And it's terminated because it is that particular node is not available. Is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Imports. You want it. Okay. You can see now you are using an Nginx called 1.8. If you want to see that, okay, the rollout is already done, right? So we need to give history. You can see. Okay. So this is what we have done. This is rollout 2 and this is rollout 1. In rollout 1, we are using 1.7.9 image of Nginx. In rollout 2 we are using 1.8. So we upgraded from this to this. Okay, if you want to again upgrade it, what I will do now, I will do from CLI. I will not go to the configuration file and I will modify it. Okay, now let's see how to do it. Okay, either you can use edit option or I can directly use this particular command. Okay, kubectl set image with daemon set slash nginx. Okay, you can see here this particular example I'm using. Okay, container name and container new image. Okay, so what is your container name? It is nginx. Okay, equal to nginx colon 1.9.1. It is image updated. You can see here image updated. So let's see the rollout history. You can see three, right? If you go to the third one, you can see it is using 1.9.1. Okay, if you look at now we are using the existing one. The current used one is nothing but nginx 1.9.1 image. So that is what they are using. Okay, so this is all about rolling updates in your daemon set. Rollback in the sense, if you want to go to the previous version, that is the same command, right? A rollout history you need to see, and you need to give rollout history, rollout undo daemon set and the daemon set name. Okay, that is a common thing which we used for a deployment also. Okay, so that is a common thing. Where is it? Yeah, so here it is. kubectl rollout undo daemon set to the revision number. Same thing, right? I just want to show you. Okay, let us complete this. Rollout undo. Okay, daemon set slash nginx. Okay, to revision equal to, let us I want to go to the first one. Now it is 9.9 1.9.1. So initially we started from 1.7.9. From there we went to 1.8 and then we upgraded it to 1.9.1. So now I want to move back from 1.9.1 to the initial one, that is 1.7.9. So then the revision number is 1 it is. You can see here. Okay, revision 1 is using 1.7.9. So that I want to use it. So enter. So now you can see roll back. Okay, so let's give this wide. Now you can see it is using 1.7.9. So this is all about your daemon set creation. Okay, this is all about your daemon set. Okay, any questions in this? So with this we have completed our daemon set. Everything is done. So any questions in this? Any queries like the topic which you have not understood or the questions which you have on daemon set? So whichever application, if you want to deploy on all the nodes, you need to ensure that that should be running on all the nodes. Then you need to go for daemon set. Okay. If it is not required, you are not bothered about running the pod on all the nodes, then you can go for normal pod creation or replication set or replication controller or a deployment. Okay. When you will create a deployment only when you want to upgrade your application. Okay, in future if you feel that I just want to upgrade my application from one version to another version, we should not create a pod, we should create as a deployment. Okay, if you don't want to upgrade your application, it should be fixed version, then you need to go for pod creation. Okay, or replication set or replication controller. Yeah. You need to think based on the deployment strategy they want to use. They want to create a they want to run a multiple pods, then you need to go for replication controller or a deployment. So you need to think according to the application requirements. Okay. Um, any other questions? No? Okay then. So tomorrow we will start a new topic. Other new topics are nothing but ingress. Ingress and there is one more topic called this one, service account. Okay. So ingress and service account. Before that, before starting service account, I need to teach you something about RBAC. RBAC is nothing but rollback access control. In the sense, who should access what, what are the limitations you can set for a user. Okay, so as of now we are executing everything in all the namespaces, right? So when we create a new user, he should access only few things. Okay, how will you set a limit? So that is called as rollback access control, RBAC. RBAC. Okay, so these topics we will cover. Once it is completed, we can launch a dashboard, or before that only we can launch a dashboard. We'll do one thing tomorrow. We'll see like how to in launching dashboard we need to understand what is rollback also. Okay, after 2 days, after this topics are done, anyway it will take 2 days more, then we will launch a dashboard. After that we will see Helm charts and all. Okay, so I will try to complete by this weekend. Okay, thank you guys, thanks a lot.